Bring it on. Want some, get some. Can I get a hell yeah? Yes, I am a pirate. You have to go with the pirates because, of course, they have cannons and everything. It's a pirate's life for me. Be proud of who you are and what you are. You're a pirate.
It is a first down. Pirates.
Because when you're at East Carolina, you go for it every time. Or you don't coach at East Carolina, you don't come to East Carolina, you don't play at East Carolina with a weak heart. Write it.
I think I've ever been in a building as loud as that was. It was deafening in there.
You live with Omaha? I can promise you that. And it's purple all night long in Eastern North Carolina.
You're watching The Sports Objective, the podcast for Pirates.
My heart is purple and gold. I'm a pirate down of my soul, and I don't back down not at all. Find out when the cannons explode.
All right, welcome into the Pirate Football Preview right here on the Sports Objective. It's Wednesday night, and ladies and gentlemen, here on this Thanksgiving Eve, that's right, we don't take time off. No, sir, because football has not taken time off. And, well, I was getting ready to say something else, but I'm not going to say it, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome into the show, and we'll start with our good buddy Kyle from LaGrange Barber. How are you?
Yeah, Thanksgiving Eve. Don't forget to leave milk and cookies out for the pilgrims.
What? Oh my goodness!
Yeah,
Tell me Stevie and Johnny.
Yeah, so it's Thanksgiving, so I smell pecan pie cooking. As always,
pecan pie.
That's right. Smell it cooking. Well, actually, it's been cooking. It's cooling now on the baking rack. But anyway, yeah, Thanksgiving Eve. Hope all you gentlemen have had a good week as we get ready for Gobble Gobble Day tomorrow and Florida Atlantic on Saturday.
Yeah. All right, no doubt. Welcome in. We appreciate everything you guys are doing. And getting ready for the big event on Saturday at high noon. And that would be East Carolina and FAU. Johnny, I'm going to start with you tonight. First of all, for you, happy Thanksgiving, and just want to get
everybody's talking turkey. I don't
answer the question.
I don't want to. What was the question?
Answer the question,
Johnny. How could you start with Johnny when you already started with me?
Good point, Kyle.
I was talking about the first question.
Oh, okay, all right.
Okay.
I did the introduction.
Did I miss the question, Dave? I was too busy thinking about my answer.
I'm trying to get to it, but anybody's interrupted me. Just want to get your thoughts. I'll put this question out to you guys because I was thinking about it this afternoon, thinking about the show. I have a concern, and I'm just going to go ahead and put it out there. I'm worried, and maybe I'm doing the Kyle, but I'm worried that our guys are going to try too hard, try to make things happen. I hope I'm probably wrong. But, Johnny, I'm going to throw it out to you. Do you think that it being the last game of the season, we had that terrible game last week? I'm not trying to create anything about the team. I have no idea. I'm sure they had a great practice. I just had a bad feeling this afternoon, and I said I'm going to save it for the show to see how you guys feel. I'm going to start with Johnny.
Okay. I mean, my honest opinion, I know I tend to be like, maybe a homer sometimes, but I'm not being a homer at this point. I'm giving my honest opinion. No, I do not. I feel like after that debacle last week, they are going to be focused. I feel like they know what they need to work on. I mean, I know what they need to work on, so I'm pretty sure they know what they need to work on. And as Kyle's mentioned before, this Owls defense is not too intimidating. I mean, I'll give some numbers later. But I just feel like it's a perfect recipe to get well for the Pirates. And we'll go more into it later. But no, Dave, I'm not worried about that. I really and truly, I am not. Hey, by the way, I'm sorry, Kyle. I was just going to say, by the way, we do have a 4-game Owl winning streak currently. So I want to make it 5.
Oh.
We beat We beat FAU in 23, and then we beat Temple and FAU in 24, and then Temple earlier this season. So, I think we have the Owls numbers. We're going for
Stevie,
5
did
in a
you just
row.
howl like a wolf?
Ow. You said ow.
You should have went who.
They say you sound just like an owl.
Yeah.
You hear that, JR? They say you sound like an owl.
Well, see, there's different. I learned this too. I'm not going to bore anybody, but the Florida Atlantic Owls, hopefully, the Florida Atlantic Owls, they're named after the burrowing owl. I mean, that's what their mascot is, a burrowing owl. The average size of a burrowing owl is 5.5 ounces. They're little tiny things that live in the ground. And there's actually a part of the campus that's in a sanctuary for them. So, I mean, they're named the Owls because they actually have owls on campus. And their mascot is this little tiny burrowing owl. Now, the other 3 owl teams, including Kennesaw State, they're great horned owls. So they weigh like 5.5 pounds. So they're real owls. The owls that we're going to face, they're just little wannabe owls.
Oh, I really love Al.
Al Bundy?
No, it's from Home Improvement. So to answer or to continue on Dave's question, Johnny's point, do I feel like we're going to try too hard? I don't think so. My worry is, with Florida Atlantic, first of all, their passing game is one of the best in the conference. So that's obviously, or the best in the conference. So that's obviously a concern is their passing attack, and our weakness of our defense is our pass D. But, I think we'll be able to get pressure on their quarterback. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I do think they're going to get points on us. My concern with them is their head coach is a lunatic, and I mean that in a good way. He goes for it with bowl eligibility on the line against UConn, on 4th down from his own 10. So with absolutely nothing on the line except playing for pride and to get win number 5, they're going to be going for it on 4th down. They're going to be faking kick we're going to have to watch for every nonsensical thing you can think of. And what we're going to have to do when they go for it on 4th and 5 from their 20, we're going to have to make them pay for it. We're going to have to make sure they don't convert. And then when we get the ball on a short field, when they do something like that and we stop them, we're going to have to take advantage and score. So that's my concern more is being mentally focused on the weird crap, the going forward on 4th down, the fake punts. There's going to be a whole lot of it. And, what I would attack it. You attack by attacking. I would do the same crap. Blake likes to be aggressive. I'd be aggressive. I got a whole bunch of thoughts on this game, but just to answer Dave's initial question, I guess sort of not try too hard. I'm not really worried about being focused in general for the game of football. I guess maybe a little I am. So to answer Dave's question, I guess a little, because I'm worried about the crazy stuff Florida Atlantic does anyway. And they're going to do it even more because of the situation they're in. There's no reason not to. And it's a 12 o'clock kickoff. So if you ain't 100% alert and ready for that kind of stuff, you don't want it to sneak up on you. So that would be my biggest concern in relation to Dave's question. Stevie, your thoughts?
I don't think we're going to come out trying too hard. I mean, I think somebody made the comment the other night that their defense couldn't stop air.
It was me.
Yeah, I know. So we get a couple of stops from them. We should be able to. And like you said, Kyle, when they go for it on these crazy going for it like 4th and 5 from the 20, we've got to get off the field. We can't let them convert, and we can't. This is one of those games with a team you cannot let hang around. You got
go ahead. I'm sorry.
You got to put them away. I mean, you got to pull ahead of them. You can't let them keep hanging around till like late in the game, or you might be in trouble then.
I think they will hang around. I think it's going to be a close game. I think we're going to win, but I think it's going to be a close game. I think their offense will hit enough explosion plays in the passing game. I think we'll get some. I think we'll create some things on defense. We'll get pressure on the quarterback, maybe create some turnovers, but I also think they're going to hit some explosion plays. The key to us, and we'll just keep breaking down the game. look, they're horrible against the run. This offense is at its absolute best when we can run the football, and we should be able to run the football on them. And particularly if Yannick can't go, and you're hearing conflicting things on that, then you're going to have to play with more 12 personnel. And this may be a game where, we could actually use that to our advantage. You'd like to have Yannick to be able to do what you want to, 11 or 12 personnel. But if we have to go big, run our tight ends, if we can pound the ball on them and then go over the top to hit some big plays, this might not be the worst situation not to have Yannick, because I think we're going to run the ball on them a lot.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, Johnny. Go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, to Kyle's point, FAU's given up 31 rushing touchdowns. That's crazy. 31, that's a lot. And they're, as far as rushing defense, they're 12th, obviously. They're giving up 195.5 yards a game. But I do want to say something, Kyle, about your earlier statement. I'm going to disagree with you. Veldkamp might be the most prolific passer, but he's not the best passer.
I said best passing offense. I didn't say
okay, because if Caton threw as many passes as Veldkamp, they don't run the ball. They just don't run it. It's like 70-30 pass to run. So he's thrown 105 more passes than Caton, but Caton averages more yards per attempt. And, Caton's throwing 6 picks, and Veldkamp's throwing, 15?
Well, you throw that much, you're going to throw a lot of picks. But they put up 600 yards of offense against UConn. I mean, they're a scary offensive football team. They are. I think they're going to have a lot of trouble with our running game, and I feel like we're going to be able to create enough havoc to create some turnovers. I think this is going to be an interesting football game. It's a game to me. Stevie, you said we don't need to let them hang around. I think by the nature of their offense, they're such an explosive offense that we may jump out on them. Maybe we come out hot, we jump out 21-0. But my guess is they're going to get back in it. I just, by the nature of their offense at home, it's kind of hard to have them not hang around. I would say to our team at some point in this game, FAU is probably I wouldn't be shot at all at one point in this game if FAU leads the game. They're bad in the fourth quarter. They have been so far this year. So I'll caution everybody that if FAU is leading going into the fourth, stay tuned, because it doesn't mean they'll be leading at the end of the fourth. So I'm going to disagree with Stevie on that one. Just based on the way they've played, I think I expect them to be in the game in the fourth, but I expect the fourth is when we'll put it away.
Here's one of the things I'm thinking about too, Kyle, is if you have a good running game, that means obviously you control the clock. Then you get stops on defense. If we get up 14-17 or something like that, then it's going to be really difficult for them to come back. But it all depends on
they when they score, it'll probably be an explosive play. I don't know. You say control the clock, and I get, we do have long drives, but even our long drives, they're still pretty fast because we go fast.
Right.
And we don't need to change that.
So you wouldn't slow down the game?
No, you do what you do. You don't change who you are.
Yeah.
So I get what you're saying. And
I'm not talking about, and don't get me wrong, I'm not talking about Mike Houston.
No, you just run your offense.
Right.
So we're going to run the ball more on them, I think, just because
we can.
We can, exactly. And I think we would rather when we can. And which typically, when we're able to run the ball, opens up explosive plays in our passing game.
And I got a stat for you, Johnny. But I think we are 7-0 when we score the touchdown first. So in other words, if we're up 7-0, we win the ball game.
Yeah, no, I knew that stat, and hopefully we score. I just want to score more. I don't care if we score first. I think sometimes that kind of stuff, and Blake Harrell mentioned that. And I halfway wish he wouldn't mention it because I think that becomes a thing. Then guys start to think, oh, God, we didn't score first. I wish it wouldn't even be talked about. I wish Blake wouldn't talk about that because it's great if you score first, but then what happens if you don't score first?
Right.
You're going to get in your head. So, I mean, just score more. I don't give a damn if we score first or we score last. Just score more. So that's what matters to me. I know nothing about FAU special teams. JR.
Yeah.
Can you
Okay.
tell me
So,
about FAU special teams?
well, I can tell you that it's all pretty much a wash, except for when it comes to punting, the punting game. As far as like place kicking, very, very similar stats. Punting, they're number 9 in the conference. We're number 11, but the difference is only less than a yard. So the only significant thing I can find in special teams is that I believe they're the only team in the country that has 2 touchdowns off of blocked punts. So
that's
USF
something.
has blocked 2 punts, but they didn't score a touchdown off of them. So FAU is done that.
Who were those against, JR?
Well, FIU,
They
Florida
lost that game.
International, yeah, and the Rattlers of
Well, Florida A&M. Okay.
Florida
All right.
A&M.
I'll tell you something else for this game with their running game, and it being the last game of the regular season. I would utilize Mike Wright more than I have at the quarterback position. I'd run some Wildcat. You want to stay who you are, but we have some of that in our package, so it's not like we have some of that in our system packages for that. We haven't seen it a lot, but I'd like to see more of that this week.
Stevie, I was going to come to you on as far as offense. Do you have? Are there some plays that you've got saved by this point of the season in Game 12 where you say, okay, this is the time that we need to do this? Maybe it's a trick play, maybe it's a play or a wrinkle that people have not seen yet. I know that's probably a lot to ask when it's Game 12.
Well, there's a few plays that you probably still have in your back pocket, depending on how the season went. I know there was we had a really good year, and there was a game we were playing a team to the last game of the regular season to see who had home field through the playoffs, and we only used like 8 plays that night. We were able to use 8 plays that night, so we didn't show them. We had to play them again later on in the playoffs. So, but yeah, you depending on how your season goes, you always have a little bit of something in your back pocket that you can put on somebody by this time of the year.
And you don't want to do that, like you said, guys. You don't want to do that if we've got the game in hand. Then there's no reason to show those plays in case we want them for the bowl game.
I mean, if we have the game in hand, no, but we may have to use them to get the game in hand. I expect to win this game, but I don't think it's going to be a cakewalk by any means.
No, I'm not saying, I don't expect that. I'm just saying I don't know. I mean, I didn't think last week it was going to happen. So I think it's going to be a touchdown kind of game. And we'll talk about, by the way, our teas, as you know, if you're a regular listener or viewer, we'll have that at the very end of the show. So make sure to get your predictions ready, as our guys here at the panel will definitely have theirs ready. But we'll talk about that into the show. What about, you talked about defense. They obviously can't, like Kyle said, they can't stop air. So
they can't stop the run. They're okay against the pass, but they're not good against the run.
Okay. So that's one thing that we can keep in mind, that we're probably going to, would you say, guys, we're pretty much, aren't we, Johnny, aren't we pretty much like 50-50 or 55-45?
We're closest to 50-50 as we've ever been.
Okay. It feels that way. I didn't know that actually.
It is. And as far as FAU's pass defense, it's not really a great difference between their pass defense and our pass defense. But only 3 teams in the country have less interceptions than FAU. They've only been able to get 3 interceptions, and teams throw a lot on them. So, that plays in our favor. I feel like the fact that they're not picking passes off.
I agree. I think the turnover margin for us and they actually more so on the road, but they've turned the ball over at times quite a bit, but more so on the road. If this game again, if this game was in Greenville, I feel really good about it. But in Boca, it's a little bit more concerning.
Is it still 7 points for the spread?
Last
It
time I
is.
checked, it was, yeah.
Hey, Kyle, I want to address your point because we're not talking about Alamo Dome numbers. It's nothing. It's nothing like that. But still, at home, Veldkamp 15 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. On the road, 13 touchdowns, 15 interceptions. They're averaging 44 points at home, and they're averaging 21.8 on the road. And as far as yards per attempt on passing, 8.5 at home, 6.2 on the road. And they're, I know, Kyle, they did play Florida A&M, but I mean, they have played Tulsa, which they're better now. They played Tulsa recently. UConn's, what are they, a 9-win team?
Yeah.
They played Memphis. So those numbers aren't really, I mean, I think they're legit. You have to pay attention to them. So it's not the same kind of effect, but there's something going on, in Boca as well. But, we've played there plenty of times and done well. So
they lost to Memphis. They lost to UConn. They did beat Tulsa. Then their other 2 home wins were UAB and Florida A&M. So
yeah,
but
but these numbers have nothing to do with winning and losing. It's just generated offense and defense and yards per play. So it's not really about winning and losing. I mean, they're playing good. They were up against good defenses in at least half of those games.
Right, but how many of those numbers came from the Florida A&M, UAB, and Tulsa game? I mean, so that made those stats that way.
15 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, as opposed to 13 and 15. You can't ignore that.
Who did he throw the 2 against? Do you know?
One last week against Connecticut, which really that kind of lost the game for him. I mean, honestly, if they hadn't done that, Veldkamp, he's like he has Caton's arm, and he's kind of got Garcia's decision making.
Yeah, we got to get pressure on his ass. Is what we have to do.
Yeah, well, we do, because he's not going to do, what McCown did, because that's not their offense. McCown's only thrown 11 balls. Well, he's only completed 11 balls over 20 yards, and Veldkamp's is the same as Caton is 23. They throw it down the field a lot. They only have 3 touchdowns behind the line of scrimmage.
Wow.
So. Yeah. So
and another thing that I think is going to be key in this game, because they throw the ball downfield a lot, and because we will give up some explosive plays, is our red zone defense. I don't know what their red zone numbers are, JR, but our red zone defense, to me, if you give up the big play, just keep them out of the end zone. Make them drive, make them earn the score.
But don't break.
Hey, Kyle. Here's a funny. Was not really funny story, but this is what happened to me. I've been keeping track all season long, and the numbers were getting better and better, and they reached the point where they were astounding how good they were. And then we didn't stop UTSA at all, and I was just too depressed to run the updated numbers, so I never did it, because we never stopped them.
That game was an anomaly.
Yeah, I know. We never stopped them, though, so it was disappointing. Hey, I think this week, since the offenses schemes are different, everyone was saying, I know you guys have probably heard it on other shows, that our defensive backs suck. They got burned, but they didn't. I'm going to say it again. UTSA had 51 air yards and 198 yards after catch. So he wasn't throwing any ball longer than like 5 yards for like 20 of the 24 passes. And so that wasn't our cornerbacks. That was our linebackers.
And safeties.
That were getting out of position. And
we were down, one of our best safeties played injured the whole game, and then our nickel safety was out for the whole game because of targeting.
Yeah, but McKinstry really, he didn't play much at all. I was surprised he was in there at that point, because I haven't seen him on the field hardly at all. So, but you make a good point. They felt like he was the best guy to be in there, and then we didn't have him.
Yeah, and then that was after, and then what's his name? What's his name?
Tegan.
Yeah, Tegan. Oh, and then I'm assuming Tegan's going to be 100% this week or close to it. I'm assuming. So I don't know. I'm ready for this game. I want this game bad. Stevie, after a loss like UTSA, from a coaching standpoint, how would you have approached practice this week?
Ooh, well, being it's this part of the season, and you got a bowl game, but you still want to go. You want to go in that bowl. You don't want to back into a bowl game.
Correct.
You want to be, back on track. I mean, I think we talked about it Sunday night, Kyle. You want to. I would try to make it fun, like Holton was talking. We talked about Holton. Try to make it fun. Stress that game is over with. Just flush it down, start over, reset. That's the way I would do it. I would try to. I wouldn't be one of the. Know a lot of people, from the older school set will probably say, well, you need to drill it in their head. You need to pound them in practice and all this. But it's a different generation, guys. I mean, these guys are going to respond better, I think, to something like that, especially after a huge, a loss like that. Yeah, I would probably try to make it fun. And plus, we're dealing with what? 12 guys that were apparently sick earlier this week.
Yeah, we got an update on that. I haven't checked.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask about that. I don't know if we had an update on that or not.
I haven't heard. I did hear about it, but I haven't. I hope that.
Apparently, that's not a big thing. That's not a big deal. Everybody must be straight if we hadn't heard any more about it. So,
yeah, I'm gonna go check HTC and make sure we're not missing anything on that. And I don't know what it was. I asked Igo if he knew. He said he thinks it was cold related. I find that hard to believe. You hear 12 guys out at one time. That sounds like a stomach bug.
Well, I guess you could get get some kind of funk from that UTSA. I mean, like a cold or something like that, if you really think about it. But I don't know. I'm like you. Anything where you got 12 like that, the first thing I automatically think of is stomach bug.
Yeah, the only way to me you have 12 guys out at one time, and it's not a stomach bug, is if they're all 12 running a low grade temperature or a temperature at all, and so you're sitting them out to make sure it doesn't spread. Otherwise, I don't think you have 12 guys sitting out for cold symptoms. I just don't see that.
No, not when it's the last regular season game for a lot of people.
No, so I think it was probably a stomach bug, and so anyway, I don't know, but hopefully everybody's good to go by by now. But any idea? Were we traveling on Friday? Are we going to go? Were we getting down there for Thanksgiving? I'm assuming we're doing Thanksgiving here, and then traveling Friday.
It's not and it's only it's about a 2 hour. I think it's about a 2 hour flight off the top of my head.
That sounds right.
So it's, in other words, Kyle, typically what they do is when you have the situation, they definitely have like in the Murphy Center or, like Harvey Hall or Town Bank Tower, they have like a meal for the parents. The players,
sure,
the coaches and that sort of thing, and their families is what I was getting at.
Sure.
But you could even go down there Thursday night if you wanted to. And I think that with this game, if they just play, just like what you said, Cal, just go to the dance, what you've always been doing the whole entire season. Don't try to change anything. And getting back to Stevie, I was going to make a point, by the way, when you were talking about old school coaches, I got two words for you. Mike Houston. That's exactly what Mike Houston would have done. And there's a reason why he lost the locker room and why Blake Harrell most likely won't, is because he can read that room as far as a player's room a lot better than Mike Houston or a lot of the.
Blake said at the press conference Monday, and I'd love to know if he was referring more to about last week or this week, if he was being critical of himself or speaking about how he was going to handle things this week. But he talked about last week. He said in the press conference Monday, he said, he said as the head coach, he said when we're really up, he said I need to be the opposite of the team. He said, if they're really up, I need to, see. And he said, so I don't know if he was talking about this week that he needs to make sure they have fun, or if he was being critical of himself, maybe blaming himself some, maybe he was too positive after the Memphis win this past week, or maybe it was some of both. But I did find it was interesting that he made that comment.
He was talking about one of the. I was trying to remember which coach he was talking about. Does that?
You referenced Mike Elko.
Elko, yeah, thank you, from Texas A&M. Yeah, so yeah, I heard that. I mean, for me personally, I think here's the thing: there's nothing you can do about that game on Saturday, including with our fan base. Just we've said it 100 million times. Flush it. There's no reason at this point to even watch tape. You've won 7 ball games. You have a chance to win 8. Focus just on what you can. I mean, it's a serenity prayer. Focus on what you can control. And right now, all you've got left is FAU in front of you. So,
yeah, what I would say to the guys, and not that they need a pep talk from me, but just if I was the head coach, what I tell them is, one game doesn't change 10 games. That show everybody that one game is not who we are. The other 10 games are who we are, even the losses. Because we performed well against BYU for the most part. We played well against NC State. We should have beaten Tulane. We were in every ball game through 10 games. That one game is not who you are. And they should have, and those boys should be motivated and have their asses on fire this week to go prove that very point that we are who we thought we were. That team you saw against UTSA, we don't know who that was, but I want us. One game doesn't define a season. 10 games, you played well, one game you didn't. Let's make it 11 out of 12 and go take care of business this weekend. I mean, it's really that simple. Be who you were those first 10 games.
Yes. We know that we have the talent to win the games. They were not flukes. For the first 10 games, we've won 7. And another thing is go back to what we're talking about.
Well, even the losses, Dave, because had we lost to UTSA, because if we'd lost to UTSA, 37-31, we would after the game we'd have just been disappointed we lost in the conference championship and all that, but nobody would have been feeling like we did.
For coaches to be fired.
Yeah, which is insane. But we need to just get back to who we are, and I think we will. And I look, I don't give a damn if we win this one in triple overtime. Pretty is out the door. It's game number 12. They almost beat UConn last week. It would be playing us for a bowl game, and personally, I was hoping they did beat UConn. I would have rather played this team with a bowl on the line, because then that quarterback would have had pressure on him, and he's prone to throw interceptions, and they wouldn't do just absolute complete nonsense that I know they're going to do this week, that they're like to do anyway. So if you remember, guys, in the group text, I said I hope they win, because I actually I liked the idea of them being under pressure. This team scares me more with no pressure on their shoulders.
Right,
FAU
not playing for bowl eligibility.
No, because the way their coach coaches, he'll go for it on 4th and 1 from his own 10 against UConn, playing for bowl eligibility or a chance to play for bowl eligibility. What do you think he's going to do with nothing on the line?
That's a good point. Yeah. Well, we just got to just like we talked about before, we got to take care of business. That's the main thing.
Yeah. FAU's only punted 25 times the entire season. They're the lowest in the conference, obviously.
Wow.
They go for it all the time. We got to make them pay for it.
I know. I was trying to put an exclamation point on your point about 4th downs. The other thing is Veldkamp does have something to play for this weekend. He needs 244 yards passing to be the all-time single-season passing leader. The guy that has that title right now did it in 14 games, because I don't remember his name because we weren't in Conference USA in 2019, but it's Chris Robinson, and they were 11-3 that season, and they played Ohio State and Central Florida when Central Florida was ranked in the top 15.
Was that Baby Kiffin as the head coach there that year?
And they won the Conference USA championship. But so he needs 200 and whatever I said, 245 to break the record. 244. I would expect
he'll get that. if they don't get that, then we probably blew them out. So,
And they need 174 yards passing to be the all-time passing team of FAU history, because there's other guys that have thrown the ball when FAU got up or down big. So anyhow, they're definitely talking about those things in the media down there in Boca. So,
well, I mean, those goals, they should hit those goals in a loss.
I would think so,
Yeah.
especially as much as they throw it, just sheer numbers.
Exactly. If we hold them to less than 244-yard pass, or certainly less than 170-some yards passing, we win that game huge. So, because they don't run it much. So, no, I expect they'll take care of those records. Hopefully in a loss.
Yeah, it doesn't matter if he gets a record and all we care about is to win the game. Are you guys done with talking about FAU, where we could do a round table, or do you want to? What about you?
I mean, I'm done with the game itself. I had some owl trivia, but we can come to that later. Let's talk about something else.
Trivia.
Hey, everyone, it's the night before Thanksgiving. Everybody wants to talk about turkeys. I want to talk about owls.
Okay. All right.
Who's with me?
They did say you sounded like an owl, Johnny.
But a great horned owl, not one of those burrowing owls.
He's got pipes too.
Okay, I'll make it short. Here we go. Here's our owl trivia of the night.
All right.
Okay, I'm going to include Kennesaw State because they're a member of the fraternity. Okay, does anyone know the name of the FAU mascot, the owl mascot? Anybody know his name?
Jeannie C. Riley.
Okay, I'm going to give you the four names.
Hootie.
Okay, I'm giving you the four names of Rice, FAU.
All right, you want me to? We're gonna match the name with the proper owl mascot. All right, here we go.
Okay, here you go. I got Hooter, Owlsley, Sammy, and Scrappy.
Scrappy. All right.
I'm gonna say Sammy.
That's Sammy. It's Hooter, Owlsley, and Scrappy.
All right, so FAU, I'm gonna go with Hooter.
Hooter is actually Temple.
All right.
Sammy.
He says Sammy.
Sammy is Rice.
Sammy is Rice.
Okay. So what were the other two?
Scrappy and Owlsley.
Scrappy.
Okay. Scrappy is Kennesaw State. So it's Owlsley.
It's Owlsley.
But hey, whoever said Hooter, they were close because Owlsley has a female companion named Hoot.
Hooter
that hangs
the
out with
Kyle
them.
Barber.
Wow, they got
that hangs out with them. Yeah, her bio says that she enjoys baking, hugs, and spending time with Owlsley. So there you go.
I hear she actually likes spending time with Sammy.
Really not.
And Hooter, Temple's mascot, Hooter, he has a female companion too named Stella. But the other two are loners. Sammy and Scrappy are loners. So there you go. That's your owl trivia for the night.
Sammy's only a loner when Owlsley's bitch isn't over there visiting him.
Oh boy.
Wow. Okay. Moving right along there. I just have a question for you guys, and they've been talking about that ad nauseum this week, but where is
Owls?
No, not Owls. That was probably more entertaining than what I want to talk about. But when it comes to Lane Kiffin, where's he going?
Oh, jeez.
He won't be back. I can tell you that.
You don't think so?
No.
I have a theory.
I think he's done.
There's a part of me, I would say it's 80-20. 80% he's leaving, 20. I'm wondering, Kyle, if you're thinking the way I'm thinking, is this just all a ploy because he loves the attention and he's using this as a leverage to get more money from Ole Miss?
No.
I don't know. I have trouble believing that him and that AD, if they got that much heat, are coexisting. And I don't know. And the team and a playoff. I'll tell you what, if they lose to Mississippi State this week, I'll know he's leaving because that means his team was completely distracted.
They're gone.
Yeah. So I really don't care, honestly.
I feel like he's leaving just because if I do care because I mean, Ole Miss. It sucks for North Texas and Ole Miss. Both of those teams are having, seasons of a lifetime, and now their coaches are walking out the door. North Texas,
Well, North Texas
definitely.
head coach at least said he was leaving, and it's not rumored. He's gone.
Yeah, but with Lane Kiffin, if he wasn't leaving, he wouldn't be doing things the way he's doing it because he's sabotaging his team right now. So if he's staying, and
Unless he's telling them something completely different behind the scenes.
he's a whack job, so he might be. But what's his agent's name? Jimmy Sexton or
Jimmy Bag of Donuts. I don't know.
And no, he's that guy. He'll do it. I'm sure he's like trying to instruct Lane. Okay, this is how we get the most money. This is what I want you to do. And it's just, I hate the landscape of college football right now as far as coaching. This time of the year, I mean, look at the NFL. What would happen if all of a sudden, what Nick Sirianni was to say, okay, I'm leaving. The Eagles make the playoffs. And he's like, I'm going to go to, to Jacksonville or whatever. It's just crazy. It would never happen in the NFL, and it should never happen in the NCAA. They should finish the season out before any coaching changes are made.
Kenny says,
I agree.
Kenny says he's going to LSU and Lincoln Riley to the Gators.
Possibly.
You know what? Lincoln Riley to the Gators, I've heard that as well. And I would have said 0% chance earlier, but it seems to be getting a little bit of traction because if Kiffin goes to LSU, the Gators need to do something. And they like offensive coaches. So I would see that. Or I could see that.
Yeah. If we're talking about coaches, let's talk about one that I think left. I found this interesting. And the reason I found it interesting, not that he left, but I think bigger opportunities might have came his way. Coach Morris has done a great job at UConn, and 9-3, and you took the head coaching job at Colorado State today, which seems like a lateral move. The only thing I would say, Colorado State obviously cares about football more than UConn, and they're in a conference. I think that had he waited, you got Dave Doran potentially retiring at NC State. Who's to say, somebody doesn't hire, let's say Florida wants UVA's head coach. There's going to be dominoes that fall. Where I think a Power 4 job could have came open for him. So I think he jumped to that Colorado State job a little too soon if he was looking to leave UConn.
Yeah.
But maybe he thought it was the right fit for him. A great hire by Colorado State.
Yeah.
That's as good as they couldn't have done any better.
No way. Yeah. And you know what, Kyle, you know what that tells me? The fact that he went to Colorado State so early. You know what that tells me?
That he hated UConn.
Now that Jimmy Sexton is not his agent because he wouldn't let that happen. He'd be like, no. You're a hot commodity. We're going to get you more. We're going to get you bigger money.
It also tells me about the level of commitment he feels UConn is making to football.
And plus, he's from out west. Morris.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
From Texas, right?
Yeah. No. UW, and his dad coached at Boulder though.
Okay.
So he grew up in Colorado.
That makes sense. He's going back home. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes some sense.
Yeah. So what do you? So you guys like? So you like that LSU, and then there's some.
I don't care.
Well, I don't care either. I'm just asking about for something.
I'm just saying I don't have an opinion because I don't care. I have no idea what. I have no operation of Lane Kiffin's mind. I don't pay attention to Lane Kiffin.
Okay. Well, hey, so here's my question. We got. I'm going to go through these real quick. Oregon State, Cal, UCLA, Stanford, Auburn, LSU, Florida, Arkansas, UAB, North Texas, UConn, and probably Kentucky.
Arkansas hired their head coach. Well, it's not
from USF.
That's the rumor.
USF. I was going to say USF. So if that happens, and then
we're going to beat Florida Atlantic. We're going to beat Florida Atlantic this week. Navy's going to lose to Memphis just because I think Memphis at home will beat Navy. Then South Florida is now just going to quit on the season because they're losing their head coach and it's going to somehow lose to Charlotte. and then North Texas is also going to quit because their head coach is leaving, and they're going to lose to Temple. and suddenly the Pirates are second place in the conference. There you go.
I like what you're thinking, Kyle. I like what you're thinking.
Yeah,
we don't need South. Now it helps that South Florida loses, but all we need to have happen to have a chance. But it's going to depend on the numbers and all kinds of weird crap. All we need is Navy to lose and North Texas to lose.
But we're talking about Charlotte, possibly the worst team.
We don't need South Florida to lose
in FBS.
We don't have to have them lose.
Okay, so
it'll be a tie at that point between East Carolina, South Florida, and North Texas.
Yeah, and North Texas would get the #1 seed. But USF beat North Texas, though.
Right, exactly, and then Navy would have lost to Memphis at this point, and we beat Memphis, and
I think we're so far down in the metrics, though. It would be really difficult. I like where you're going, though.
I posted more details on the way the numbers. It's some of it's based on how convincingly you beat opponents. Maybe we should have scored again on Charlotte. I don't think we're going to have a chance to. Look, let me tell you something. I'll say this. We'll know Saturday if that's an opportunity or not because those games are played before Saturday. They're played Thursday and Friday. So if we have an opportunity Saturday and we get up on Florida Atlantic, I don't think we'd have a chance to ball Florida Atlantic. But if we do, we better do it. We better not hold off because but that's all secondary. But it's fun to talk about. It's fun that it still could happen. There's an outside chance. I do think Memphis is going to beat Navy, and I think with North Texas as head coach leaving, Temple's not a bad football team. I know North Texas is heavy favorites, but it's not out of the realm of possibility.
Yep.
What if Drew Mestemaker, he wants to go to Oak State, and so he's gonna just quit on the season, and he doesn't want to get hurt or whatever. You never know, Kyle. You never know. This era is, we keep seeing things that are first, so you never know. But yeah, I like where you're going with that.
But biggest thing, beat Florida Atlantic regardless.
Yeah, I agree. Hey, so I was going with my earlier comment about coaching changes. So John Summerall, he's rumored with 2 jobs.
Yeah, he's leaving.
Auburn. If Auburn beats Alabama, they're going to probably keep Durkin and elevate him to head coach, which they probably should do. But if they don't, if they get waxed by Bama, then Summerall's their #1 pick. But Kentucky, if they lose to Louisville, they might decide to move on from Stoops, and then Summerall's a he's a Kentucky grad, and that could be. So what I'm getting at is when all this washes out.
Oh, I know where you're going, Johnny.
Okay, here's where I'm going, Dave. If all this washes out and we're starting the 2026 season, Blake Harrell could very well be the 4th most tenured coach out of the 14 American coaches, because every one of them will come in after him, except for Army, Navy, and UTSA.
Insane,
isn't it?
Yeah.
He's been here less than 2 years. He would be the 4th most tenured coach in the American if all this stuff happens, and I think it all will. I mean, I think every one of those coaches is going to leave. So it's just I thought that was very interesting.
It is interesting, and it also if we can hold on to a lot of our pieces off this year's team from the portal, Hauser, et cetera, and hold on to our assistant coaches. It should make us, maybe the favorite next year for the conference championship.
How about that? How about that for Pirate Nation? The fact that we have a chance not only to be in here this year, even though it's slim, but next year to be the favorite to win a conference championship. Can we have our administration say conference championship? That's what we're about. We win conference championships. That's what we want. It's been 2009. I'm sorry. I'm just a little bit frustrated about that.
No, Dave, go ahead. I was thinking about the same thing. And, we could be in the conference championship game, and there's no reason why we couldn't host it. And maybe it could be against UTSA, Kyle. Remember we said we had to wait? We had to wait a couple years, 3
Trailer's
years.
back. Yeah. The quarterback's
Hey,
back. Yeah.
Bring him on. We're gonna rip his helmet off.
Yeah, Jeff Traylor.
Don't do that.
Spit it around your head like a helicopter.
Jeff Traylor gave us the best thing ever because now everybody's like, oh my God, our conference, we got boring games with this team and that team. Well, you just created a rivalry. Because I know it's not a regional rivalry or, like geographically, but man, his stuff is easy.
And only if we play them next year in the conference championship game. 3 years from now, ain't nobody gonna remember this.
No, I know, but I'm just saying that very thing is that maybe if there's a way that we do play them.
Yeah, no, for sure. But what other topics we got, guys?
One of the topics that I want to talk about that you guys know where I'm going is it's dreadful basketball. Didn't want to talk about it tonight because actually I'm in a very good mood. Haven't loved doing the show with you guys. Obviously, I just had a friend of mine text me and say that you really love what you do. Yes, I do. I love being with the guys and I love the show. And we'll talk about Thanksgiving in a little while, but man, basketball. That's all. I guess that's the only word I have to say. Go, Kyle.
JR, is going to be more passionate about this. The talk is, I think Schwartz wants to put it on. We have a couple of our better players out. If the rumors are true that he had another $1 million roster from what's his name that helped invest in the team. Help me out with his name, JR.
Garrett Blackwater.
Yeah, thank you. If we have another $1 million roster in this, look, if things don't improve, if we keep on just trajectory, Schwartz needs to be fired in January. I mean, you need to at least give him until the middle or end of January to see how things go. But if things don't start improving, this is embarrassing. There's no reason East Carolina should be this bad in basketball. Absolutely none. And, I think when we have somebody investing money into the program and this is the results we're getting, and, I'm not the most passionate about basketball. It's hard to be. We've been bad so long, but there's no reason we should be this bad. We're pathetic. And, JR, do you think those two kids are going to make that much of a difference when we get them back?
Well, we're only getting one of them back. The other one's out for the year. And
Okay.
they would have made a big difference on perimeter defense as far as, we're not only are we bad shooting the three, we're equally as bad defending the three. Like, we're getting lit up like nobody else. Like, nobody is surrendering the three-pointers that we are. So it makes it really difficult. You got to make up for those points somehow. You're getting outshot from the three-point range every single game. And, you would think, well, we got a bigger team. We can make up for it in the paint, but we're not doing that. I almost didn't want to talk about basketball tonight. We got St. Bonaventure tomorrow, and, I have no reason to think it's going to get better anytime soon. But my question is to Mike Schwartz is, and I'm a fan of Mike Schwartz. I just talked to him recently. And, I really...
Well, he's a heck of a nice guy, but apparently
he is. But here's my question. Okay, so Jay Shane Woodard, he is a key piece to this team. It does make a difference when he's on the court. Now, in the first game against Georgia Southern, we won. Jay Shane didn't play very well. But, he got hurt against Richmond. Well, actually, he got hurt against Georgia Southern. Came out and rode the bike a while and just couldn't get back in the game. We ended up winning that game. We went to Richmond. He didn't play. Then against Elizabeth City State, a team that we should have beat by 40, Coach Schwartz had to put him in the game just to win the game against Elizabeth City State. And what happened, it must have aggravated whatever injury Jay Shane had. And I know that Coach Schwartz said that it really wasn't his decision, but Jay Shane being just a great teammate and a not me guy, but a team guy, he said, put me in, coach. We're not losing this game. And he put him in, and now we haven't seen him on the court since. UNCW.
Whose decision?
Yeah, so I think that
When Schwartz said it really wasn't his decision, did he mean himself or?
He said that he wasn't going to put Jay Shane in the game. But Jay Shane, was like, come on.
He did, so it'd be damned. It was his decision. You're the head
Put
coach.
me in.
You got to look out for the kid's
Yeah,
health.
no, I know that.
You can't put it
I
on
know
the
that.
player.
I know that. He wasn't putting it on the player. I'm going to stick up for Coach Schwartz. He wasn't putting it on the player. He was just saying, ideally, I wouldn't want to put Jay Shane in. But he convinced me that he wanted to go in, and he was able to go in. But since he went in, we secured a 1-point win over Elizabeth City State. And now Jay Shane hasn't been on the court for UNCW, which we got throttled. Charleston Southern, we got beat. Michigan State, we got beat. Okay, so we've won 2 games by an average of 2 points per game. We've lost 4 games by an average of 21.5 points.
Yeah. So
how bad will the Bonnies beat us tomorrow?
Check this out. So the Richmond game, 87-72. All right, sorry, Johnny, you're.
Yeah, JR, I think are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right, I think you had some lag or you cut out or something.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, so Richmond 87-72, Elizabeth City State, like Johnny was talking about, we barely beat Division II team 71-70. You get throttled by UNCW 85-60. You lose to Charleston Southern 77-65. The Michigan State game, we knew that we were going to lose that game, but to lose by 89-56, maybe you could argue that. St. Bonaventure, they're a very good basketball team tomorrow. We're playing, so that's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 6. And Elizabeth City State, he won by 1 point.
Yeah. Here's the other thing. And when it comes to threes, Tulsa has made 70. I think they made like 71 threes. We've made 26, and we played an equal amount of games. Our opponents have made 66. So right there, that's 43 pointers that we have to try to make up for. And they've only shot 51 more shots. So they've made 40 out of 51 threes above what we've made. You can't win like that.
Either Schwartz can't evaluate talent or he's horrible at coaching them up, one or the other.
Well, Kyle, here's what I had to say with one of my fellow basketball guys that's pretty hardcore. I'm a Schwartz backer, and I hate to go negative, especially, on the air, but, with Garrett Blackwater, and he's matching, everyone's donating, he's matching.
Over $1 million for the.
Yeah, he's so, what he did was just I can't even.
Blackwater should go punch Schwartz in the face.
Yeah. So here's my point, Kyle. So all these people that are donating, and this is what we get. I don't feel like not only we didn't get any bargains. Like nobody, like, hey, look what we got. We got ripped off. I have a feeling. I support these guys. I support each and every one of them, but I don't feel like they're worth what the investment was. I don't. From last year. Let's look at last year's team to this year. None of the additions would have started on last year's team or could have even played on last year's team. And now I'm not counting the big guy, Emma. I always have a problem with his name, Emma Juru. I'm not counting him because we know what he was because we played against him. We saw him at George Mason. So we knew what we were getting with him. But the rest of the guys, they don't see the court last season, and now they're starting and getting big time minutes. Right. It's disappointing to say the least.
Kyle and Stevie, Johnny knows the answer to this question, being a basketball guy, and he and I have already talked about it. But here's a stat for you that's going to blow your mind, Kyle and Stevie. All right, since 2013, that's when my son was born, right, Alex? How many non-conference road games do the Pirates have?
How many have we won since 2013 non-conference road games? I'm going to guess it's something ridiculously low. I'm going to say 8.
Stevie?
Stevie, you there?
Wake up, Stevie.
Wake up a little Stevie. All right, well, Johnny, give Kyle the answer.
It would be 0, Dave. But
Oh my God.
I have a disclaimer though. It's misleading. I know, Dave. It's an awesome stat, and it's a horrible stat. I mean, horrible in the fact that it's embarrassing. But we just don't schedule a lot of non-conference true road games. We do a lot of. That's not counting like tournament games or neutral site games. We just don't schedule a lot of road games.
I know we don't,
out
but
of conference.
still, that's 12 years.
I know. There's
That's
plenty of other stats that are worse than that. But yeah, I know what Dave, that does say a lot considering, Alexander, he hasn't even, he's never witnessed one. He's never witnessed one.
Well, we beat South Carolina in Greenville, South Carolina. Does that not count?
No, it doesn't, because it's not a true.
I count it.
I know. I'm with you.
But I'm just saying, my point is the fact that we have to rack our brains and the answer is 0 is
Stevie. Stevie, are you awake, Stevie?
Stevie was
basketball. It does it to him every time.
He's dumbfounded about the question. He just can't wrap his brain around the fact that we haven't won a non-conference road game, not MCE, not neutral site event, and that's
Greenville, South Carolina is not a neutral site when you're playing South Carolina.
It's not on their campus. That's a neutral site.
Well, then apparently, we were at a neutral site in San Antonio last weekend in the Alamo Dome.
Yeah, I'm just saying that I hear you, but we did beat South Carolina, and it was not at home. But that stat, that just tells you right there that yes, we don't. Johnny, you're correct. We don't schedule that many non-conference games that are on the road, but it's just that just tells you about basketball, and I love basketball.
We just make dumb decisions. We just make dumb decisions. When you look back, when we hired Dooley, we could have hired Odom, and he left there and went to VCU, and now he's at UVA, and we didn't hire him. We brought Dooley back again, and it's we just always do the wrong thing, and anyway.
Okay. Hey. Anybody out there that's a basketball fan or follows the team, I mean, help me out here. I also don't understand why, local product from South Central, Kelly, I'm trying to think of his, Luke Davis. He played 18 minutes against Charlton Southern. He played very well. He was plus minute, like in other words, at the end of the game, we lost by 15, but when he was on the court, we were +3. So good things happened when he was on the court. He had 7 rebounds in 18 minutes. That's pretty good. He was 2 for 4 shooting, which on this team is the best shooter, on the team by far. Yet Michigan State, which is a big team, and he's a big guy, he doesn't play. I just don't understand. I know there might be things at play that I don't realize, but the substitution patterns, when you watch a game and you watch the flow, you're like, why are we running this lineup against that lineup? I always say that to myself. And I don't think that I know more about basketball than Coach Schwartz, by no means. But there's just, I'm baffled continuously by him. That's all I'm going to say about that. And we suck at assists too. We're like the lowest of the low in assisted field goals. Like our field goals are like you fight for yourself. You're like you gotta make something happen on your own, because we get very few assisted field goals.
And that's exactly why we are what we are right now. So hopefully it'll turn around. Kenny's saying that this is Gilbert's guy and he's not working out as usual.
Yeah. Well, Blake's Gilbert's guy, so hopefully that works out. But so far,
let's go back to, before I get any more depressed, guys. Let's go back.
Yeah, really.
Let's do our predictions and get out of here.
No Thanksgiving talk. You mean we wasted the stupid basketball talk when we could have been talking about Thanksgiving? No.
We can do that.
No, I'll take the blame on that, Kyle. We wasted the time on owls instead of turkey. That's on me. I apologize.
Kenny, we can do our predictions and then Thanksgiving and get out of here.
Kenny, Kenny. I hope you're right. I hope you're right. I really do.
65-21.
No way. I hope you're right, though.
Well, hey, that's a number right there. Maybe I'm going with Kenny on this on that he's saying 65-21 because we need to score a lot of points to have a chance to get in the.
No.
It's not going to happen, but I mean,
hold on, Dave. Hold on. You say it's not going to happen. I think Kenny's been right an awful lot on this show.
Yeah.
I'm uplifted by Kenny's prediction.
I'm not anti-Kenny at all, and I'm not anti.
I know you're not. You love Kenny. You've said so.
Yeah,
you've said so.
I know for a fact you are anti-Kenny.
Oh, I am? Okay. Maybe little Kitty from South Park. I don't know. Kenneth says we need to turn the corner and win these conference games we're supposed to win against lesser opponents as we should and not play their level. He's got East Carolina 34, FAU 14, and Justin Brooks.
I don't like that score either.
51-21 Pirates.
I don't like that. I don't like any of these scores. I hope they're all right, but I don't agree with any of them. I hope they're right.
34-20. Which one is it, Justin? Is it 51 or 34? All right. Our good.
Hey, Dave.
Yeah.
Once we get some TSO swag, we can give away like T-shirts or hats to people that most.
Yes.
They get the score most.
We're gonna do that. We're gonna do that next year for sure. I hadn't talked to you guys, but that's something. I'm glad you said that, Johnny. We are working on swag, and we'll have it definitely in 2026 for football. So I need Kyle's help on that. But anyway, we will definitely do that for sure. But and we'll keep. I know Johnny being the stats guy, will definitely be able to keep up with that. Let's see, John White, our pitcher during the Coach O days, 35-24 Pirates.
Yeah, that sounds more in line with what I'm thinking.
He says the QA needs swag. Okay, well we'll get you some swag for next year as long as you can drive Kyle to a game. Drive Kyle to a game, and you guys can have a lot of fun on the road. I think like on the road again.
Hey, I can tell you with John White, a lot went into his pick. Like he didn't just throw out numbers like that. He's very analytical. I know that he like ran numbers and he thought about it a while and played out different scenarios. So I think
I like the score of better than everybody else's. I mean,
yeah, I think that John might be onto something.
Yeah, I hope the 65-21 is right.
Oh my God, that would be. Hey, you talk about a tale of two games. You go from getting your tail kicked to kicking tail.
Yeah.
I'll take that. But I agree with you guys. I'm gonna give out my prediction here in a minute. But I just don't see the 65. But hey, if we do you guys want to go ahead and
yeah, I'll 41-35 Pirates.
All right, I've got Stevie. No, I'm kidding. I'll tell you what.
Stevie said he's taking FAU 72-0.
You're just gonna put a ridiculous score. Yeah. Now, if that happens, you gotta.
That happens. We're gonna fire Blake Harrell. Good Lord.
Fire Blake Harrell.
Yeah, if FAU wins 72-0.
Oh,
yeah.
I thought you said ECU 72-0.
No, I said FAU.
Oh, no, I didn't hear that. Okay, Johnny, what you got?
Okay, so in FAU's last three home games, they've scored 53 against UAB, 40 against Tulsa, and 45 against UConn. So I feel like they are going to score some points, but this Pirates defense is way better than all of those. So I'm going to give them 31, which is more than I would normally give them. But they found something with that offense, and they're not throwing picks at home. That's his weakness, is throwing interceptions, but he's not really doing it at home. So I'm going to give them 31. I'm going to give the Pirates 41.
I said 41 also, 41-35. So we both have 41.
Well, I wasn't listening to you, Kyle. I didn't never.
You should have.
I'm going 42-31.
Hey, you just took my score and added a point to it.
No, I'm just trying to. Yeah, I had a different score. I had a score closer to John's, but I don't want to steal his. So sorry, Johnny. Maybe they'll score. I don't know. Maybe they'll score 72. Kyle, that being the Pirates. don't think it'll happen. But by the way, Kenny has a response to us. He says he's a very lovable guy, and we know that, Kenny. We know that. John says Price is right. Play there, Dave. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, well, like it's frustrating because you're like thinking like of the score you think it's going to be, and you don't want it to be a copycat. So
$1.
Yeah. Oh, Ken says I think he thinks it's going to similar to the Temple game.
I like that, Kenneth. I like it.
You're right. I hope you're right.
Oh my God!
I just don't see. I think they got too much explosiveness on offense for us to completely shut them down. I think we win the game, which is really all that matters.
All right, now speaking of all that matters, Kyle, let's talk some turkey and get out of here.
Okay.
So what you got? All right. So what is is there like a menu in mind that you have that you say, okay, this, I'm just going to ask you this for, I assume Stevie DeBlock. Well, I'll ask him, but Kyle, what is your favorite menu? Like you say, we've got Jessica, we've got to have this to have a traditional Thanksgiving. I know you're not doing that this year, but what's your favorite
Well,
menu?
I mean, we're going out to dinner with the family tomorrow, and then going to our friends for supper. So we are having the traditional meal. But like,
I mean, like she cooked it.
Huh?
I meant like when I said traditional, I mean like she normally does it, so you're going against the norm.
So if she cooks it, things I got to have her up make.
Yeah.
She always makes pecan pie, which she did.
Yeah.
But if she's cooking everything, I mean, hell, I don't know. Broccoli casserole is something she makes really good. How about if I just tell you my favorite Thanksgiving foods?
Okay,
I love a really good cornbread dressing, particularly I love a good sausage stuffing. That sounded horrible, but I do. Sausage dressing, let's say it that way. And green meat casserole, standard white boy dish. Love to have collard greens on Thanksgiving. Love a sweet potato pie. Love sweet potato casserole with pecans on top. Love like smoked turkey a lot. Not very big on roasted turkey, which is what typically you have. And fried turkey's good, but my favorite way to have turkey is smoked turkey. As far as the desserts go, I mentioned sweet potato pie, pecan pie, pretty much any kind of pie. I eat pumpkin pie, lemon meringue pie, blackberry pie, blueberry pie, chocolate pie, poutine pie. It's really not a pie I don't like.
Wow.
Boy.
Yeah, it's hard to top. Johnny, what you got?
Collard greens and pigtails.
Hey,
absolutely.
I'm going to Kyle's for Thanksgiving, although I don't eat turkey. I hate turkey. So I'll be having roast beef. I like roast beef grilled outdoors.
Oh,
that's what I do. Yes, sir.
Okay.
I have a good wife, but this time we're going to my brother's for Thanksgiving, so there will be turkey. There will be no beef this Thanksgiving, but I won't eat a lot of it. I'll eat.
Do you like turkey? Do you like turkey?
I just don't like turkey.
What about smoked turkey?
The thing with like deep fried turkey or smoked turkey, I mean, the gravy, you don't really get gravy that way, but
no. But smoked turkey, have you ever had?
I like smoked anything, to be honest with you. I'm a smoky guy. I like smoked anything, but
have you ever had smoked turkey chopped up and done like Eastern North Carolina barbecue?
That's intriguing. I have not, and I'd probably like that because I do like smoky.
That's a Kinston thing.
Okay, I need to head down to Kinston for Thanksgiving then.
It doesn't have to be Thanksgiving. I can hook you up with some turkey barbecue.
Turkey barbecue.
Let me know sometime you're in Greenville. I can hook you up.
What about cranberry sauce?
No.
See,
I like cranberry sauce. I do, and I actually like it on turkey.
Okay, yeah, I've done that.
I'm passed on cranberry sauce, and I love sweet potatoes, but I don't like the stuff with the marshmallows, and it's just too much other good stuff to eat. So I kind of avoid those two things. But
I love the sweet potato pie, and then the sweet potatoes.
Sweet potato pie, yeah, and sweet potato biscuits. They're both great. I just don't like the marshmallows.
No. Well, there is you can do a sweet potato casserole with pecans on top, which is delicious.
Yeah, that is very good.
Man, that sounds awesome.
What
You never
about
had that? You never had that, JR?
No.
That is Bubba's favorite food.
it's so good.
It is. That really it is. Ask Bubba. That's his favorite food: sweet potato casserole
Well, those
with
two
praline
things go
pecans
great.
on top.
I would think they would go great together.
Yeah, that's
Banana pudding, of course, Kenny.
I
Kenny,
don't
You can-
associate banana pudding with Thanksgiving. To me, that's a pig picking summertime dish. I mean, I know people have it at Thanksgiving, but I
Hey,
don't associate it with
if,
Thanksgiving.
if
What
there's
about
banana pudding, I'm eating it.
what about you guys like corn pudding?
Yes, absolutely. In fact,
grandmother used to cook that.
I'll probably have some tomorrow.
Yeah,
Where we're going for supper tomorrow night. My friend Jamie makes corn pudding, and it's really good.
it's one of my favorite things. And yeah, I was trying to think of any other. You pretty much said everything that I was going to say, Kyle. So like, I don't want to repeat that, but certainly
Ham. I mean, you got to, ham is typically something you have on Thanksgiving that hasn't been mentioned. Tomorrow, we're doing lunch at
we do
McCall's.
that at Christmas.
Yeah, we're doing lunch at McCall's tomorrow.
Very
And
good.
so they're having half the buffet is going to be traditional Thanksgiving, and the other half is going to be barbecue and fried chicken and fried shrimp. So since we're doing the traditional Thanksgiving supper tomorrow night at lunchtime, I'm probably going to load up on barbecue and fried shrimp.
They had very good food. They catered one of that would have been carry the one out of they had the one, I think it was maybe the Memphis game that they catered the pregame meal.
Yeah, they got good. I'm not a big fan of their barbecue. It's all right. Their fried chicken and their fried shrimp and their fried fish are all really good.
Their brisket was to die for. I didn't know.
Never had McCall's brisket.
It was very good. I had not either until that game, whatever pregame meal.
I hate that saying, by the way, to die for. It's one of my pet peeves.
All right, well,
it's one of the dumbest sayings on the planet.
Right. You're really going to enjoy this meal, but then we're going to have to kill you afterwards.
Yeah, we're going to die for it. I hate that saying. I'm glad I'm not the only one, JR. Every time I hear somebody say that, I'm
Johnny,
like, really? You die to eat that? Really?
I got another one for you, Johnny. After Saturday, I had sour grapes.
Oh, God. I hate that one, too. Good God.
I had to. We need to do a whole show of like sayings that people hate. That would be, or a segment for sure. By the way, guys, I got to tell you about this restaurant, and I promise we'll get out of here and wish everybody happy Thanksgiving. It's now more of a regional chain, but you guys have got to check out. And Kyle, you may have heard of it. I don't know if Stevie has or Johnny, but there's a place, and it's more in Central North Carolina now.
Did Stevie die?
I don't know. He's there. He's there in spirit. We're just going to leave that picture up for the rest of the.
Yeah, he just got that silly grin on his face.
In loving memory.
30 minutes.
Yeah. He left the show. We'll just keep that square up.
All right. What chain are you talking about?
It's a Peruvian restaurant called Alpaca. Have you heard of it?
Yes, I have.
It is.
No.
Kyle, you've got to try it out.
I would try it. But you say alpacas, and it makes me. It does.
There's no alpacas on the menu, though.
No, it's not.
Well, it does make me something I want to point out, and I don't mean to step on your restaurant thing. You can go back to it, but I want to know why all young boys between the ages of 13 and 21 have their hair cut like alpacas. Think about it. Think about the way an alpaca's head looks. Think about their hair, and then think about the bushy.
That was I never thought about that, Kyle, but now I can't forget it.
Yeah, they like alpacas.
Yeah, so the restaurant is Peruvian, so they have rotisserie chicken to die for. And
Stop it, Dave.
Yes, please.
I did that on purpose. But they had the rotisserie chicken, and then you could add 2 sides. So I got black beans and green beans, like the string beans. And man, they had plantains. They have all kinds of like sides, but it was really, really good. So I want to tell my
sounds good. I'd go for that. There's a Peruvian restaurant in Goldsboro.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and they we went there one time. We need to go there again. I don't know why we haven't been back. And got I forgot what it's called, but it's basically a sample. So they bring out the rotisserie chicken like you're talking about. They bring out a half rack of ribs, They bring out a 12-ounce ribeye. It's all been charcoal, like how they Peruvian charcoal smoke it. All these different meats, and then they bring you out like a big bowl of mashed potatoes and some other couple sides, and it's for the table to split. And it was just me and Jessica, so we took a large portion of it home. But it's really good. I cannot think of the name of the place. And I don't know why we haven't been back. It's one of those places. Yeah, that's good. We haven't been back. And I can't think of the name of the place. Baby, do you know the name of that place?
Yeah, it left a good big mark
What the
on me.
hell?
Hey, Kyle, I have a follow-up question for you.
Wait a minute, JR. Wait a minute. You must not have just
I'm buffering. I apologize to everybody, but I keep buffering, and I don't know when I'm talking and when I'm talking over people. So
Stevie
I
just came
apologize.
back from the dead, just out of
Is
nowhere.
it Old Colony?
Oh, Stevie!
No, that's in Eatonton. That's a barbecue restaurant.
Sorry.
This is why you shouldn't join a conversation when you've been sleeping for the last hour.
All right, now here's my question, Kyle.
It's called, hold on, JR. It's called, the name of the restaurant. What's the name of the restaurant, Jessica?
No, I don't know, but I have a.
No, I'm asking Jessica. Hold on. She just told me. This Las Fogones.
Okay, but we're talking Goldsboro.
Yes, correct.
Okay, so we're talking Goldsboro, and we're talking Owls tonight. So who's been to the Laughing Owl in Goldsboro? It's really good.
I went to the Laughing Owl when they had one in Kinston.
Me too. That one was much better. The one in Kinston was much better. Much better.
I haven't been to the Goldsboro location.
Okay. Yeah, the one in Kinston was closer as well. So that's good stuff, though.
Yeah, it's a really good Thai place. And if we're just going to talk about Goldsboro restaurants, there's a really good Thai place in Goldsboro called Tasty Thai. But let me tell you something. The mother truckers, and I did say truckers, Dave, they will mess with you. You order a Thai, because Thai heat goes from 0 to 5. You order a 2, and sometimes they'll just give you a 4 to mess with you. I'm telling you. Stevie knows. Stevie, I've had this conversation with you.
Yeah,
Stevie.
we've had this conversation before.
It is delicious, great Thai food, but they will mess with you.
I'm a 5 every time, Kyle. They call that Thai hot.
Thai
no,
hot.
I am.
You like it that hot?
I really do. And sometimes, like, my wife and I went just recently, and I said Thai hot 5. And the chef came out and was like just watching me, like, holy shit. I didn't even drink water or anything. I love it. I love the spicy. I got
a quick story. I got a quick. George loves the spicy. I got a quick story. That's from Seinfeld. Stevie got it.
Kung Pao. Kung
Pao. George loves the spicy. Okay, so quick story. I ordered pad thai. This is from a different Thai place. This has been about a decade ago. We had a Chihuahua at the time, and I decided I was going to try hot Thai hot, JR. So I was eating it, and our Chihuahua would beg like crazy and start barking at you and be all aggressive because she was a Chihuahua. So I said, "All right, you little." I said, "You want some of this?"
Oh no!
I said, "You want some of this chicken? I'm gonna give you some of this chicken." So I gave her a couple pieces and laughed at her, Well, the next day, Jessica comes home to take her out because Jessica was working in Goldsboro at the time. She had to pick me up working Kinston, so we lived in LaGrange at that time too. She would stop in between, take the dog out. She came home to blood everywhere. It had messed her. She was fine. She was fine.
Yeah, I wouldn't think it would affect them that much.
She had bloody diarrhea. So we rushed her to the vet. The vet said we had just irritated her stomach. She scolded me, Jessica, and the vet, and for giving her the food. We had to give her some kind of medicine and feed her a certain dog food for a month, and she was fine. But yeah, so
probably didn't beg as much though.
No, she did. So here's the advice: don't give a dog, particularly a little Chihuahua, anything Thai hot.
All right, there you go. You learned it here first from Kyle. I tell you, speaking of restaurants, I love the Brazil.
Hey, put Kenny's comment up on the screen. The one before that.
Cornbread.
There you go. That's for Stevie.
Cornbread, damn it.
There you go. That's for Stevie.
You guys
Nobody else gets that but me and Stevie. But anyway,
you guys like Brazilian steakhouses
and Brazilian girls with Brazilian waxes. Yes. Yes, Brazilian steakhouses are great. you can eat meat, and great, and normally it's really good quality steak. And the one time I went to I enjoyed it quite a bit.
Johnny, have you ever been to a Brazilian steakhouse?
The last time I went to a Brazilian steakhouse, it was in Gainesville, Virginia. And I was sitting next to John Riggins of the Redskins. Yes, sir. And
diesel.
and he it was St. Patrick's Day. He was wearing like camo shorts and a long sleeve t-shirt, and he was ordering gin and tonics. And
surprise.
Yeah. And I said to him, I said, "Hey, I've never had a gin and tonic. Are they any good?" He's like, I'll order you up some. You tell me.
Wow.
So he was a good guy. And
way to get a free drink, JR.
I was going to say you rigged that one good, buddy.
Actually, because I had a gin and tonic, but it worked out. My line worked out. I got some free drinks, and
that's how he picked up John Riggins.
Super Bowl champion.
We all lived happily ever after.
Oh my God. All right, guys, I'm going to leave you with this last thing. What are you thankful for? Kyle, go.
Thankful for positive, or I don't know how to say that. Negative results, positive news on my test.
There you go.
This month.
Good job.
Back earlier this month. Thankful for that. Thankful for my wife. Thankful for friends and family. Thankful I have a roof over my head. And thankful we're playing for 8 wins.
Johnny.
All right. I don't want to get religious on anybody, but I pray every day and give thanks for the fact that I made the right decision to move to Greenville, because it's just been nothing but a win. And I've met so many people, and I have so many friends, and I'm so thankful that I'm in Greenville, and I want to be there more, and hopefully I will be, in the near future. But that's what I'm thankful for, is just Greenville and the people of Greenville and East Carolina University. And I know that's sappy, but it's from the heart.
Not as sappy as mine.
JR took mine. No.
All right, Stevie.
No, I'm just, like Kyle said, I mean, everybody's pretty much took the good stuff. But, I'm thankful for family, friends. I'm thankful to have the opportunity to come on here with you guys and be able to talk about this, about ECU football.
What about your beautiful daughter?
Well, of course I'm thankful for her. I'm thankful for my family. Everybody should be.
Well, your mother. What about your mother? Your old mother.
What about, I know where you're going with this. What about my sister, Kyle?
Oh, I wasn't going to go there. I was not going there.
I know where he was gearing up.
Well, first we're going to talk about we're going to get to your sister. But,
I know, but that's a sore
subject.
It's because you wouldn't quit touching her.
I'm trying to have a sweet moment here and get out of here.
I know. Kyle just can't let it happen. But honestly, guys, I'm thankful for this life. I mean, because, you think about it, we're lucky, and I don't want to sound sappy, just like JR said.
What's wrong with sounding sappy?
We're lucky to be able to be in this country we're in, to be able to do this, because, we could be in another country and not be able to do anything like this. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
Amen, Stevie.
That was one of the things I'll add to that, Stevie. One of the things I was going to talk about is how much I was going to talk about enjoying being on the show, be able to do the show. We have met, like Johnny said, we've met a lot of great people over the last 7.5 years. It's hard to believe in March. It'll be 8 years, March 1st, that we've been doing the show. Over 1,050. This is 1,058 episodes. That we have done. Hard to believe, and very thankful for that. Thankful for my wonderful family. Alex and Mackenzie obviously are my world. Thankful to be alive. Johnny was talking about, I thank God every day. Like, I'm thankful to wake up and have another day, because we've lost family and friends over the years. And so one of my friends, mom's passed away on Saturday. So on Black Friday, I may go into the funeral. So, you think about how blessed we are to be alive. And like Kyle said, we have a chance to win 8 games and 9 with the bowl game. So we're blessed to have a good football program, and things are headed in the right direction there. We want some other things for basketball. We'll keep being thankful for, I guess, the opportunity just to play basketball. But anyway, I appreciate you guys very much. Kyle I was thinking about that today. Kyle, we started this show with Jeff Comfer was the AD for about a week. Yeah. And he had a week left, and I didn't know that at the time. And lo and behold, Kyle came on episode 2 because he left. Comfort left and took a buyout and left. And, we had no idea that we would still be doing the show. So I'm grateful. That's the whole point, that we are still doing the show. And you guys, it's a lot of fun. And looking forward to this, the game on Saturday. So do you guys have anything before we get out of here?
I did. Really quickly.
Okay.
Just a stupid thought that came to mind. Does anybody have a favorite, or I don't know if favorite's the right word. Does anybody have a Black Friday memory from growing up or as an adult? Back when it was still really Black Friday, before everybody was online shopping, back when you had to get up at 1 o'clock in the morning and go wait in line. Does anybody have a good Black Friday story or memory?
I never did it.
You never did it?
I have one really good one.
I got 2, but go ahead with yours, Dave.
So we were living, obviously, you guys know I lived in Durham until I was 12. And so they had a mall. It was a killer mall called the South Square. It was 2 stories, and they had a whole bunch of, stores and all that. Well, my mother, I love her to death, but she loves dolls. And so there's these dolls called Madame Alexander dolls. They're really famous and, all that. Well, Belk had like a whole bunch of a shipment for Black Friday, and why in the hell you would do that and have Madame Alexander dolls and all that. So literally the doors they were on the upstairs. So we're on the upstairs, and the doors opened up, and how you see like the bull rush kind of thing.
Sure.
People were knocking. I was getting ready to say a bad word. Well, thank you, Lord, that I didn't say it. I did think it. But people, you had to get to an area where the dolls were. But when you did that, there was like the home area where people were knocking stuff over and breaking stuff like plates and stuff just to get to those dolls. And I'm like 9 years old, and I'm like, who cares about these dolls? But anyway, it was like these older ladies back then, where I don't know if probably our audience doesn't even know what I'm talking about. But the reason I brought that up, it was like the classic scene from a old mall where you've got like maybe 50 to 100 people going through a Belk store, and they're breaking stuff trying to get these dolls. So I know that probably not the most exciting story, but I know what you're talking about.
You could have. You should have used the colorful language and cleaned it up, or not cleaned it up. You used the color. I can retell that story for you and make it hysterical. But because the imagery, if you think about it, would be hysterical. A bunch of old ladies going for these stupid ass dolls and little kids. So, but here's my 2. One is quick. I'll just tell it, and I actually got 3, but I'll just tell 2. Me and Jessica, one year she wanted a laptop at Walmart, and this was early 2000s. And it was like $150 for the laptop, and so it was, they had 10. Each store was just going to get 10, and so we get there. We're like there at 4 a.m. We're in line, and we're number 7 in line. We're good. All these people were behind us in line. I don't know why, because they only had 10. I don't know. Anyway, for the stupid laptop, and dude comes out and says we only got 3.
Oh,
and I start, as particularly me in my 20s would do, raising immortal hell. And suddenly they found the other 7. But so she got her laptop. That's really not that great of a story, but just a memory. The other one is a pretty good story. We did Black Friday shopping again. I don't remember what we went out for because it's secondary to the story. So we're leaving. Well, I don't even remember where we were coming from, but it was about 5 o'clock in the morning. And I remember the year it was. It was 2009, to the day of the UTEP game, last game of the or 2008, last game of the regular season. And a deer. We had a Jeep, Grand Cherokee at the time. We had just left Black Friday shopping. A deer ran into the side of our Grand Cherokee, leaving from Black Friday shopping, and that's it. I mean, so my stories were really no better than yours. JR, Stevie never did it. JR, can you make up one? Make up a really good one.
All right. So I told myself I wasn't going to do Black Friday this year, but no way, no chance that was going to happen. I mean, I had leftovers to eat and my dignity to protect. But my cousin, he texted me at 4:50 a.m. and was like, Target has TVs for $98. We ride at dawn. And the next thing I know, I'm standing in line outside the store, clutching a cup of coffee. I mean, it was so strong, it would legally be like a performance-enhancing drug. Then the doors opened, the crowd moved. It was crazy. Like, it was absolute chaos. Right. And then two guys were arguing over an air fryer or something. I don't know. And then a woman tried to scan a candle in her phone that didn't match the price. It was just crazy. And so, to make the long story short, we never got the $98 TV, and I left there with nothing. I left the store with absolutely nothing, and I woke up at 4:58 for no apparent reason.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we did that one year at Target too for cheap TVs for my mom. She had us. We camped outside of the stupid Target in Goldsboro. We got there at like 1 a.m., 2 a.m., something like that, to get some 50-inch TV and 2000 and whatever it was for whatever price it was, and we got the TV. But yeah, I remember getting there like at 2 a.m. and waiting outside the Target. I got several memories of just waiting in line places like that. I remember talking basketball. We had played Campbell in basketball like a couple of days before, and I talked East Carolina Campbell basketball game to some young girl that was a Campbell student in front of me in line. I don't know. I got lots of memories like that, just waiting in line.
Hey, for the record, I did make that up, Kyle.
Did you really?
Yeah, I made that up.
That's the best you could do with a made-up story.
I believe it.
I'm like Stevie. I don't care about Black Friday. It's not worth the hassle.
So here we go. One year we went Black Friday shopping in Greenville. It was we got there at 3 a.m. We got there at 3 a.m. We were waiting outside of Target, and these 4 co-eds that young East Carolina female students. That's what co-eds are. And their car had broke down in front of Target, and they needed to jump. And so we tried to jump them off, and the car wouldn't start. So we gave them a ride back to their apartment. And when we got there, they wanted to thank me, and we went in and had an orgy with them. So there you go. There you go. There you go. And it was a black sorority, so it was literally Black Friday.
Oh, man.
It's going from bad to worse. Oh, my God.
Wow.
So there you go. You wanted the good Black Friday story. That's
Kyle
how you make up a Black Friday story.
He woke up the daddy, woke up Stevie, and Stevie's like, why did I wake up?
Well, nobody's watching at this point.
Actually, there are.
I think we got 28 people still, Kyle.
Yeah.
Well, how is nobody commenting?
No, because they're totally dialed into your weaving of these magical stories.
Yeah.
I didn't see that one coming.
Yeah.
Well,
I did.
Well, all 4 of those young ladies did.
All right.
All right. Let's get out of here, guys.
Happy Thanksgiving, everybody, and hopefully we have a show.
Well, we're not FCC regulated. I think we'll be good.
All right. Well, good luck to the Pirates, guys.
There was nothing egregious there, though. That was just good entertainment.
Exactly.
I'm just giving Kyle a hard time.
I know.
I was giving those young ladies a hard time.
Oh God, get it! Hey, let's end the show now. You're giving him too much.
I was giving those young ladies.
Stevie had a little nap, so now he's all fired up.
Oh Lord,
All right.
need to end it now.
We'll see you back on. Hopefully, we'll see you on Sunday night at 8, and we're going to have a great Pirate football playback because the Pirates are going to win. And when they do, we want this place to explode with like several hundred listeners.
That's what I did.
Yeah.
Good night, everybody, and go Pirates.
You're watching The Sports Objective, the podcast for Pirates.